2 years ago, I was sitting at my kitchen table staring at a pile of things I had just bought. Candles I didn't need, a throw pillow to replace one that was perfectly fine. My credit card statement showed over $4,000 in charges. My savings account showed barely 800. I was making a good salary, yet I had absolutely nothing to show for it. This is the modern financial trap. In the West, we are taught that wealth should be loud. We celebrate spending. A new car, a wardrobe upgrade, a bigger house. Wealth is performed. It is visible. The quieter you live, the more people assume you are struggling. But in Japan, the cultural relationship with money is almost the mirror opposite. Wealth is hidden. Financial restraint is not a sacrifice. It is a deep cultural value. Today, we are breaking down 8 Japanese money habits that build quiet, lasting wealth. These are not restrictive budgeting rules. They are an entirely different financial operating system that can help you stop money from disappearing without needing to earn a single dollar more. If you have ever checked your bank account on a Tuesday and wondered how your paycheck vanished so quickly, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not fundamentally bad with money. The modern economy is brilliantly engineered to separate you from your income. We are constantly told that the solution to our financial stress is simply to earn more. But earning more does not fix a leaking bucket. If you do not have a philosophy for how you spend, a higher salary just means you will make more expensive mistakes. Typical financial advice often feels exhausting. We don't need more complexity. We need a fundamental shift in how we view our resources. This is where Japanese money habits offer a completely different lens. We are talking about generational principles that use simplicity to build awareness. They shift the focus from what you are giving up to what you are actually gaining. Clarity, peace of mind, and the kind of quiet wealth that never needs to announce itself. Before we dive into the specific habits, we need to understand the cultural soil they grow in. In the West, spending is tied to status. If you actively choose to live below your means, people assume you are struggling. But in traditional Japanese culture, there is a concept called tsutsumashi, which translates to being modestly reserved. It carries a profound sense of social respect. Showing off wealth is not a sign of success. It is considered tasteless. When you internalize this, frugality stops feeling like deprivation. Choosing not to spend money transforms from a restriction into an act of personal freedom. You are no longer performing for an audience. You are building a wall of security around your life. Let's start with the tool that anchors everything else, Kakeibo. The modern financial world is designed to remove friction. You tap a card and the money leaves before your brain registers it. The visible cost is the $40 food delivery you ordered out of boredom. But the hidden cost is much more dangerous. You lose complete connection to your financial reality. We fall into the psychological trap of believing that because we have a budgeting app, our money's being managed. But apps passively record history after the damage is done. Kakeibo, a traditional Japanese handwritten ledger, does the exact opposite. It reintroduces cognitive friction. Every single day, you write down what you spend by hand, forcing each purchase into one of 4 simple categories: a need, a want, culture, or unexpected. The physical act of writing forces your brain to wake up. You have to admit to yourself that the random Target run was a want. To fix the leak, you just need to slow down the transaction long enough to judge it. Awareness does not make you poor. It gives your money a place to go. Once Kakeibo forces you to see your money, you inevitably start to notice the waste. This brings us to the second principle, Mottainai. In the West, our consumer economy is built on disposability. We discard clothing after one season and replace devices that work perfectly fine. The visible cost is the expired groceries tossed in the trash. But the real cost is staggering. Households throw away thousands of dollars a year in unused food and neglected items, silently sacrificing their future. We fall into the psychological trap of bulk buying to feel like we are saving money, treating our income as an infinite resource. Mottainai is a Japanese concept that translates to a deep sense of regret or shame when a resource is wasted. The system fix is a fundamental shift in how you consume. Buy only what you can consume now. Use things completely. Repair what is slightly worn. Sometimes the most powerful financial decision is not earning more. It is needing less from the wrong things. Once you stop wasting resources, you have to decide what to do with the money that stays in your account. This is where we look at the Okinawan principle of harahachibu, which translates to eating until you are 80% full. In our modern financial culture, we consume exactly the opposite way. We live our financial lives at 100% capacity. If we earn more, we expand our lifestyle to fit the new paycheck. The visible cost is the constant anxiety of living paycheck to paycheck. The hidden cost is the elimination of your safety net. Without a margin, a sudden medical bill becomes a devastating crisis. The psychological trap is believing that leaving a 20% gap in your budget means you are depriving yourself. The system fix is to shift your baseline entirely. If you make $5,000 a month, your mental ceiling must become $4,000. You structure your life around that 80%. The remaining 20% is your margin. Enough is not failure. Enough is the place where freedom begins. Living at 80% capacity becomes easier when you stop feeling the need to replace things you already own. This brings us to wabi-sabi, a profound aesthetic that finds beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, or incomplete. American consumer culture profits heavily from aesthetic dissatisfaction. A tiny scratch on a phone screen immediately triggers the desire to upgrade. The visible cost is the thousands spent annually on new apparel and electronics. The hidden cost is that this constant cycle drains the exact cash flow that should be compounding in your investment accounts. We fall into the trap of believing that newness equates to happiness. Wabi-sabi offers a counter-narrative. The system fix is simple. Keep things longer. Allow your belongings to show the wear and tear of a life actually being lived. A scratched table still functions perfectly. When you appreciate the utility of what you already have, the urge to spend quietly disappears. Money becomes lighter when it is no longer trying to serve the illusion of perfection. When we finally decide to fix our finances, we usually attempt massive overhauls. We vow to cut our spending in half overnight. The visible cost is that by March, the extreme budget is abandoned. The hidden cost is the gradual loss of confidence in our ability to manage money. We fall into the trap of believing financial success requires monumental willpower. But neuroscience shows our brain's fear center resists radical changes. The Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, continuous, tiny improvements, offers a different path. Apply Kaizen to your money. Do not slash your budget. Reduce your dining out by just 10%. Increase your retirement contribution by 1%. Cancel just one subscription. These micro shifts require almost no willpower. Quiet wealth is not built through exhausting financial diets. It is built on small, invisible systems that never stop compounding. As those small improvements add up, you must protect them from silent leaks. This brings us to osoji, the traditional Japanese practice of a thorough end-of-year deep clean. Modern finance is built on set-and-forget convenience. Autopay makes life easier, but the visible cost is paying for apps you haven't used in months. The real cost is subscription creep, the slow drain of thousands of dollars from unused memberships. The psychological trap is that a $9 recurring charge feels too harmless to worry about. The system fix is scheduling an annual financial osoji. Once a year, sit down and ruthlessly audit your automated life. Cancel what no longer serves you and realign your cash flow. A quiet financial life requires regular clearing of the noise. Clarity is a habit of intentional maintenance. The most crucial system for building quiet wealth is Chokin, the Japanese habit of saving first. The modern financial problem is an incorrect sequence. We earn, we spend, and we hope to save whatever is left. The visible cost is a stagnant bank account. The hidden cost is the devastating loss of compound interest. We fall into the trap of Parkinson's law. Our spending naturally expands to fill the income available. The system fix is entirely structural. Implement Chokin by automating a transfer to your investment account the very morning after you get paid. You will naturally adapt to living on the remaining balance. Wealth is rarely built through sheer willpower. It is built by getting your order of operations right. Finally, the glue that holds this operating system together is hansei, a practice of sincere, non-judgmental self-reflection. In modern money culture, we avoid looking at our bank statements out of guilt. The visible cost is repeating the same impulse purchases. The real cost is remaining trapped in financial anxiety. We fall into the trap of equating our financial mistakes with our personal worth. Hansei separates the action from your identity. The system fix is taking 10 minutes at the end of the month to ask 3 questions without judgment. Did I meet my goal? What purchases brought me genuine value? What will I adjust next month? Financial peace comes from having the courage to look at your money honestly, knowing that awareness is the only real path forward. At this point, it is easy to think that building quiet wealth requires a life of strict deprivation. It is easy to assume you must stop enjoying your money or cancel every vacation, but that is missing the point. This is not about suffering or feeling guilty. These Japanese money habits are simply a different lens. They are designed to remove the exhausting pressure of performing wealth. The goal is to give your money a clear direction so you can spend it intentionally on the life you actually want to live. To move from theory to practice, you need a blueprint you can execute today. First, grab a simple notebook, your own Kakeibo, and look at your last 30 days of spending. Highlight the automatic subscriptions and emotional purchases. Separate your needs from your wants. Next, channel the spirit of a soji. Pick just one single leak to close this week. Cancel it. Finally, apply the rule of Chokin. Take the exact dollar amount of that closed leak and set up an automatic transfer into your investment account the morning after your paycheck arrives. Automate this one step, redirect the flow of that money, and let the system quietly build your wealth. Remember that kitchen table from 2 years ago? The person sitting there didn't need a bigger paycheck. They needed a different philosophy. These Japanese money habits are not magic tricks. They are simply tools to build profound awareness. Wealth is not built by performing your success for an audience. It is built by protecting your resources quietly. Compound interest applies to your daily habits just as much as it applies to your money. If this video helped you see your finances differently, subscribe for more videos on quiet wealth. A quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and is not personal financial advice. Financial rules and investment products vary by country. Always consider your own situation and speak with a qualified professional when needed.